Welcome to my daily report market analysis videos with me, Richard Perry, market analyst at Hantec on Thursday the 10th of September. There's a little bit of a mixed outlook today. We had a pretty strong reaction higher on Wall Street yesterday after several days of selling pressure through the tech sector mainly. We saw the S&P 500 rebounding higher and just a little bit of a rolling over of that move today as futures have dipped back a little bit, and that has just started to sort of weigh a little bit on these European indices. Nothing too significant. That dollar rally that we'd seen has also just rolled over, so a bit of a reversal of that move as well. And again, it's sort of helped to suggest that risk appetite is beginning to get on a little bit of a positive move once more. But this all comes ahead of the ECB. The European Central Bank today, monetary policy decision is not expected to move on rates at all. However, it's the assessment of inflation, which has recently gone to record lows on the core basis, and also deflationary on the headline. But also how the ECB talks around the recent euro strength, which hit 120 recently and induced a bit of a negative reaction, worries about the strength of the euro impacting on the inflation and the economy of the Eurozone, and subsequently will the ECB use that as an opportunity to jawbone the euro lower, would be the question. So several issues that we've got surrounding the ECB meeting today and how that will affect on the euro, how it will affect on the dollar, and also how it will affect on across markets, really, across forex majors, commodities and even equities. So it'll be very interesting to see how the markets respond today. Now, aside from the ECB today, what we do have is the weekly jobless claims for the States, expected to be 846,000, basically 850, but again, improving on last week as well, below 1 million on those jobless claims now. And it's 846 obviously shows signs of improvement, even if that's still fairly high. So then we're looking out for the weekly crude inventories for the EIA, expected to be slightly in drawdown territory, although not as much as last week. And that could have an impact on the oil price, which incidentally continues to remain under pressure. Even though it had a rebound yesterday, it has fallen back again this morning. Oil there by coming up to 1.5%, 2% now. So yeah, interesting moves on markets this morning once more. But my chart of the day is the dollar Canadian, which has had a big sharp rebound actually. Sort of see how this move has affected the market, because it's broken that downtrend. That downtrend basically goes back to that March high. That downtrend which has been very much in place for the past 6 months, and that's now been broken. But now we're into key overhead supply territory. So zooming in here, you can see the first key level is 33.10. That was a long-term actually pivot line, and trading underneath that would suggest that the Canadian dollar remains the dominant force. But furthermore, it's rebounded into resistance around 32.40, and this is resistance territory, and how the market responds around here will be interesting, because obviously RSI is back to around 50 but falling over a little bit yesterday with the candle. Is this a selling opportunity, or is this going to be more sustainable support coming in for a buy? Well, there's a pivot line support that you could point to as well around today's low, which ultimately comes in around 31.30. So important level of support coming in there as well. So a little bit of an interesting pivot or crossroads, you can say, on the dollar Canadian outlook. Is this going to be a recovery, or is it going to be just a failure around the resistance? It'd be interesting to see how the US dollar responds to the ECB today. Also how the oil price moves. I talked about the oil price falling over. Well, that's helped to pull the Canadian dollar weakness again, so that's why we're seeing a slight tick higher today once more on dollar Canadian. but I think the US dollar reaction will be still very important. So with that in mind, I wish you good luck in your trading today. Click here to subscribe to our analysis videos. Go to our website to sign up for our webinars and click to watch Trader Talks, our videos that give you top trading ideas.